Alright, so hello everyone, good morning. Good morning, alright. So we are here today, I believe you all want to learn, right? Our secret recipe for many years, as FC told you, how we can build trust and empathy on Agile team. Right? First of all, I'd like to introduce myself a bit. Okay, so my name is Praweena Soontarin. You can call me Na. I'm waiting.
Alright, so a little bit about myself, right? I'm have background in computer engineer from Kasetsart University. So I have been working with ExxonMobil for about 18 years in multiple roles. So I was a leader, Scrum Master, and I have been in this position as an Agile coach, helping ExxonMobil transform the organization for about 6 or 7 years now, right? So that's about me. So let's continue with Mel.
Okay, good morning. See? Okay, my name is Soontarin Sirikun. You can call me Mel. My education background are computer engineer, information system management, and cognitive science. I started working before year 2000 a bit with very kinds of organizations. I work as system engineer, quality assurance, process improvement, project manager, technical specialist, Scrum Master, and currently I'm the Agile coach at TMB Thanachart Bank. So let's start our session. May I ask you to scan this QR code, please? We have a few questions to ask you.
If it didn't work because of the small screen, you can enter slide.io and the passcode is AT20, right? 20.
Okay. Are you ready? Wait for a few people. Okay, okay. Okay, may I change the slide? Okay. Okay. Assume that you are this person who is falling, and the other are your team member. My question is, do you think your team member will help you or not? You can answer through the okay. Okay. Let's see the result. Oh, surprise. Wow. Most people answer it, of course. Okay, you should share this session, you know. Okay, congratulations for anyone who trusts your team member that they will support you. And don't worry for anyone who still doubt about that. So we talk about trust, right? I have the second question. Please give me one word, only one word, to describe why you need trust, especially trust in your team. Thai or English is okay. Just one word. Why you need trust in your team. Oh. Okay. The big word is teamwork. Okay. Okay, keep coming, keep coming. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay. You said you need trust because most of you said teamwork, success, collaboration, teamwork, team. Okay. And other small one, สบายใจ okay. Fearless. I'm not a Superman. Okay, interesting. Okay, go. Okay, let's hear from Simon. Simon, come on, Simon. Okay, Simon Sinek. He's one of the most popular speaker from TED Talk. I'm sure you heard about it. He gave us a thought that a team is not a group of people that work together. A team is a group of people that trust each other. If you buy this idea, it means you will call a team only when you have trust. Why we need trust? Because team members feel safe. Some of you answered that you feel safe. Team members feel safe in the team. They dare to experiment, be themselves, and share their opinion. So if you want ideas, you want opinions, you want innovation, you must have trust in your team. There are so many theories about trust. So today we will talk about trust in two aspects, which is predictive trust and vulnerability-based trust. Let's talk about the first one. Predictive trust is the ability to predict a person's behavior based on past experience. We have two keywords here. Ability means you can develop this kind of trust. Experience means it takes time. Okay? Let me share an idea and opinion how to develop predictive trust. Throughout 20 or more than Agile workshops that I ran for more than 10 years, I always ask my participants what the lessons learned they got from my workshop. There are so many answers. And one common thing that they got from the workshop was trust. Interesting for me because no team agree before playing games that they need to trust each other. No one hold hand and said, let's trust each other. No one did that. So why and where did the trust happen? Why and where did it happen? Then I asked all participants help me to analyze this and said they trust each other because they have what? Experience. Empathy. Okay, wait for empathy. They said not incorrect, but wait for empathy. They said they have common goal. Let you know that these people did not know each other before join the workshop. They never worked together before. Kuna and I never worked together, never hang out together. We trust each other because we have a common goal. Okay? So I apply this answer to my Agile teams in daily work to ensure that all my teams have a common goal. Let's see the example. So I always start with why my team do what they do and let them do and also experiment how to do that by themselves. For instance, I agree with my team why we have to collaborate daily in the morning before start working. And then let them decide how to do that by themselves. As you know, in terms of stand-up meeting, you can see that some team use physical board, some team use big TV screen. That's okay, no right or wrong, because they have a common goal. And along the journey, we have to reflect our way of working regularly. Most of us use retrospective session to do that. Most people love to ask about what went well, what to improve. That's good. That's good. I also use that approach. In addition, I always reflect both fact and feeling to show that everyone in the team care each other. For example, before we talking about the work in the past, let's say in the previous sprint, we will ask them how happy they were at that moment and why they feel like that. This will cover both work and the feelings of team member. Okay, that's okay. At this point, I hope you can see that common goal can help your team member to trust each other because they have commit to the same thing. And reflection can maintain the commitment and eventually maintain the trust. Okay. We make commitment so that we build trust. What if someone cannot keep commitment? What can help you on this? Kuna, can you help me on this?
Sure, definitely, Mel. So I think the one thing that, in case you lose predictive trust, the thing that can help you are, do you know what are those things? Those things are forgiveness and connection to people. So if you understand the other person in your team more, you would be able to forgive whatever they did mistakes, right? So that is something that we call another aspect of trust. And I want to share with you today how it looks like. But first, I would like to begin with some question to ask for yourself. I wonder, have you ever trust anyone to do something that they haven't done before? Anybody? Have you ever trust anyone that to do something that they haven't done that before? And will you support them if they fail? Yeah, definitely yes, right? So that kind of trust is, you don't need to have commitment. You don't need to build take time to build, but it's built because you understand that person as a human being. You actually connect to the person because you know that person. So that's kind of trust that I'm going to talk with you today. That is called vulnerability-based trust. But first, I would like to make sure you all understand this iceberg theory first, right? So if you look at people in the room or people in your team, what you can see, the people are things that above the iceberg, right? You can see their behavior. Sometimes they are good, very nice people. Sometimes they just misbehave. Okay? That is something that you don't like. So you have to understand that their behavior also result in the outcome. Sometimes it's impact to your team deliverable, right? That's the thing that you can see above the iceberg. But what if you need to, if you want to know the other person more, right? In order to build trust with them, you also need to not see. You also need to understand things below the iceberg, things that you cannot see, but you have to understand, right? So, so I would like to talk about what kind of those things, right? You need to understand the other person past experience, right? What event that they have passed in their life, and then that would defend their belief, right? And then those experience and belief will also trigger the way of thinking of individually to be different, and also the way that you feel it will be different as well. So if you understand below the iceberg, you will totally understand the person maybe in your team, right? And that's something that important for you to understand. But how, how we can understand the other person below the iceberg? Do you have any idea how we can do that? If you don't know that, I will tell you today my secret recipe. So you would be able to understand the other person as well as the other person understand you by disclose yourself, right? Disclose something that you may not tell anybody in the world, but you need to tell it to your team or your friend to make a connection to create trust. Another word is to be vulnerable, right? To do that, you need to be vulnerable. So what is vulnerable? Right? Based on Brené Brown, to be vulnerable is to let yourself, right, ourselves being seen by the other people, and to be honest with them. What kind of people I am, right? What kind of person I am. And vulnerability is not a weakness, it's the most accurate measurement of courage. You might not understand what it means now. Let me guide you to an activity. I want you all to close your eye now. Close your eye. All right. And now let's think about yourself. Some past experience that you have in the past. Maybe it could be the skill deficiency, something that you never been good enough, right? It's not good enough for me. Or it's something like interpersonal kind of failure, some relationship problem, maybe with your friend, with your family. Or it could be the mistake that you have done in the past and you could not forgive yourself about that mistake. Or it could be some embarrassing moment in your life. You don't want to share it with anybody, right? It's something that maybe yourself, only yourself know about it, and or maybe a few people in the world know about it. All right. So now I want you all to open your eyes and then pair up with another person next to you, right? Try to agree who gonna be your pair, right? Pair up with the person next to you. All right. Agree who gonna be your pair. Ah, once you got the pair, can you raise your hand if you have a longer hair person for your pair? Raise your hand. Longer hair, longer hair. Longer hair person, raise your hand. Then I will give you 45 seconds, right? Can you please share the story that you think at that moment to your pair, please? 45 seconds. All right, time up. So now, let's take turn, right? The other person, please share your own secret story. Again, you don't change your story. Share whatever you think. All right, you have 45 seconds as well. All right, please share it now. All right, time up, everybody. Can I have your attention back? Right. So can I see if you share you have share the story that you think is your hidden story or secret story to your pair, please raise your hand. Who have share? Raise your hand. All right. Who didn't share? Can you raise your hand? Or you share something else? All right. So, it's not important at all for me whether or not you share your hidden or secret story or not. What I hope you got is experience and feeling of disclose yourself. You know, if that kind of feeling of the feeling of disclose yourself, you would. Sorry, I forgot what I'm going to say. Right. So just it's a feeling of courage, right? To disclose yourself to another person to be seen, right? And that is the experience of to be vulnerable, right? So if for example you need to go back at work and then share this story to your team member on Monday, right? When you go back at work on Monday, you need to share this story to your team member. Can you ask yourself, do you feel confident and be trust on your team member that they will not use that story to against you later? You feel that kind of confidence that if you share that story to your team, they will not use it to against you later? If the answer is yes, then you should share it with your team. Or if the answer is no, I think anyway you need to think about it and maybe apply some of the learning today, back to your back to work. So try to understand the other person more, and then you can create a connection with them. So hope you understand what vulnerability means, right? It's very difficult word. I don't think Thai people know about it a lot. So we already have some practice around vulnerability. So let's understand another skill, right, that Dave mentioned, empathy. Why empathy? Is it because it's very easy to say wrong thing to someone who is vulnerable? Let me give you an example. Right. So for example, a friend of mine just lost her dad. So I didn't know what I should tell her. So I started telling a story about how I grew up without father. I want to let her know that I understand, totally understand how she feels. Right? But actually her response was, okay, you win. You at least, you didn't have that, right? At least I got 30 years with mine, right? So you have it worse, right? That case. So I should not upset then, right? You see, that's why it's so easy for us to say wrong thing to someone who is now become vulnerable. I hope you get that context because it's very easy for us to map our experience to the other person. So that is why we need to understand how to empathize people. And what is empathy? Anybody know what empathy means? There are so many definitions, but for me, I think the definition that I like is it is an ability to send the other person kind of emotion, and you could imagine how the other person think and feel, right? So that is empathy I mean, what the definition that I like. And empathy for me could be learned and developed. I didn't know about empathy in the past year. I just learned it like last year, and I think now I'm understand it more. So I believe you all would be able to understand, learn, and develop your empathy skill as well. So how can we practice empathy? Now today we're gonna have a chance to practice empathy again, right? But first thing, I want to let you know two core skills for when you want to practice empathy, you need to know these two core skills. The first skill is called show some love. And the second one is help me understand. Show some love is a skill that you can build trust to resonance. What does it mean by resonance? You can, it's somehow it's kind of connection to the other person by thinking about three things. The first thing is emotion. Second one is experience. And the third one is expectation. Now I want you to all to, it's the same Slido as previously, but before you can scan it if you already closed it. If you didn't close it yet, you should you should be able to still continue using those, right? So what I'm going to do is I will show you a video. And then I will let you know, I will ask you, how did you feel, after you see this video? So how did you feel about the video? Can you put one word to the screen, to the Slido, please? Sorry, I need to activate the poll. Okay. How did the video make you feel? All right. So I think you all kind of feel happiness, right? Good, love, emotional, careness, empathy, right? So that is how actually you make a connection to the guy in the video to your emotion, right? So how did video make you feel, Mel?
Well, honestly, I connect to the dog because I had a dog. So I worry about chicken bone is not healthy for the dog.
Right. Okay. So I just know that you can connect to the dog. Anyway, I don't think it's empathy. Sometimes, you know, people confuse about the other word. I'm sure you also confuse. It's a word. That word is called sympathy. Right? If you empathy, you would have to empathy the guy on the video. So it means you will need to understand the past experience, the experience that he have. You will need to try to understand his expectation by giving money to the children, right? And at the end, all of those will drive how he feel when he saw the girl went to school, right? So that is the empathy. You try to put yourself on the other person's shoe. Okay. So let's continue. So now I think you already understand about how to connect to emotion, expectation. I have a quick exercise to for you to practice how to connect to experience. All right. So what I'm going to do is I will share my personal experience by reading out two statements. So if you want to show me some love, you feel that you connect with me, right, with my experience, I want you to wave your cell phone fat like you are in the concert, you know, to show me some love, wave your cell phone fat light. So can you all make sure you are ready? Turn on your cell phone's fat light, please.
To wave now.
No need to wave now. I will read out two personal statement. If you think you can understand that experience, then you just wave the cell phone fat light, right, to show me that you understand. Okay, now ready? First one. I have had nights where I could not sleep, overthinking the same thing over and over again. Wonderful. Awesome. I want you to come up and see how I see, right? All right, thank you very much. Second one. I have experienced a moment when I hear a song and every single word perfectly describe my situation. Wow. Impressive. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I hope you are now understand how to connect to the experience and emotion and expectation. So very quickly, maybe someone could not wave your fat light because you have never had the same experience as me. So in this case, how can you understand the other person more, right? So that's why you need another skill called help me understand or asking question to deepening your conversation to curiosity. Maybe it sound like easy, but it's different skill of asking question that I think everybody familiar with. Because now you need to ask question to understand the other person more and not jump into solution. Right? The goal for asking question is for the other person to express themselves so that you understand them more. And I want to give you the secret recipe again called 3 favor or follow up or ECE. Very quickly, the first E stand for elaborate. Sometimes when the person share with you some story, sometimes it's very brief. You might want to ask question to understand more context, or let them share more example, so you understand the other more. The second one is clarity. Sometimes you feel like the other person just you actually jump into some conclusion by yourself. You want to ask to confirm your assumption and definition that you have in mind. So you didn't make it by yourself, right? You confirm with the other person that you actually understand them correctly. And the third one is explore. Sometimes you notice that the other person just have some kind of freak area. You want them to understand themselves. So you ask question to explore that area. So the other person could understand what the value of themselves and also understand the relationship to that issue or scenario. So this kind of example are example question that you can use back when you go back to work. Right, and that's all about what we want to share. Maybe Mel want to summarize.
Okay, so we have very short time. So today we cover two aspects of trust. If you still remember, the first one is the predictive trust. And to have predictive trust, you may want a common goal to ensure that everyone in the team commit to the same thing so that they can trust each other. And another one is
Heart, right? She is a head, I'm a heart. So, so you already learned vulnerability-based trust, right? I think it's another side of the world that you might not know. And you have learned two skills that you might want to go and practice it. So you can empathize the other person more, right? That two skills are show some love and help me understand you. And I would like to end the talk with this quote, right? Frankly, is there isn't anyone you could not learn to love once you have heard that story. Right? So I like this one. And in case you want to connect back to us, me and Mel, right? So you can contact us to email or to LinkedIn here. And I would like to thank you, ExxonMobil, Seneca Session, and Chai Slate Company, right? And their product to inspire for the talk today. Mel, you want to thank anyone?
thank everyone in this room. And if you have any other question, we have all day to talk about it. Okay, I'm still allowed here.